All right. Thank you, everybody, for coming out this Friday. It is our Friday burn. And so we've been doing live Friday burns for our token, the SWP, which stands for the Solana Wolf Pack. And we became deflationary a while back. We started off with a 2% tax to fund the project and decided a while back that we were going to basically follow a model that worked pretty well for projects back in 2021 where they were deflationary. And so we are manually burning the tax as we collect it. And we've been doing that typically on Friday afternoon. So that's what this is. But we have a special treat this afternoon. We've got two other communities that have been invited to come and hang out with us. And our connection here is the man himself, Randy. Thank you so much, Randy, for putting us together and also helping us out with this exciting idea. In fact, I have to say, actually, we've been stealing lots of ideas from you. So, but I do that with pride, and I will steal more in the future if you come up with great ideas. But you got us into the idea of doing the comic book. And so we have the comic book almost ready. I'm going to show a couple samples of it today. And probably, I know Kai is our animator. He may be in the room, like, don't promise too quick, but I think we're like about a week out. He was about 2 weeks out last time I asked. So it'll be ready, and we're going to publish that. So I'm really excited about just an additional feather in our cap, something fun to keep the community engaged. And for those of you who may be watching this, who are active members of the other two communities that we have in the room, I'll just let you know some of the stuff that we've been doing. We started off as a resurrection or reuniting of the Wolf Pack, if you possibly remember, from Saitama Inu in 2021. That was a token that went to $7.4 billion market cap and peaked out in November of 2021 and was downhill from there. And so the idea was that a group got together and said, let's do this again. The cool part about the narrative is the concept of the Wolf Pack, because that was the narrative back in 2021. And some of the elements of the Wolf Pack was just their tenacity. And so our idea with this project was to make it just like, that was a pretty amazing project to go to $7.4 billion in the last bull run, but to make it as a comeback, because as it turned out, there were some improprieties that led to the downfall. A lot of the most loyal and honest and faithful holders lost their money because they never sold. They were strong believers in this great vision that was cast. And so our goal was to help our community members, especially the OGs that were part of that in 2021, to basically maybe make back any of their losses and to get some faith back in the crypto world, and to, if they were hoping to change their lives last time, to actually do it this time, maybe to make some decisions and bull run that's basically destined to be much bigger than even the 2021 bull run. If you believe that, I believe that this bull run that's coming literally right around the corner is going to be significantly larger than what happened last time in 4 years ago. So there's a lot of exciting things. Our objective is to educate. That was actually one of the very original things in the white paper for Saitama Inu, was to help the next generation to understand the future of finance, is what it said in the white paper. Now, in many ways, the blockchain is the future of finance, right? It's going to be the next wave of how the world exchanges value. And so we started an education platform. We have something called Naked Crypto, which is educational pieces. We've been doing in-person seminars. We've been doing educational and entertaining cartoons. And then we've been doing short educational videos answering specific questions about crypto, because our goal, it's very explicit, very clear. Our goal is to go viral on something so that we get millions of views, and hopefully then with the ease of purchase. We are also on the waiting list for on-chain, which is basically a one link click for people to actually purchase with a credit card or other forms of payment. That should be ready it's ready right now, and the beta testing for a number of projects on other blockchains. We're hoping for that in the coming months. So basically, ease of purchase, viral video, put the two together, and looking to get just mass exposure to normies, teaching them, helping them to avoid scams and get their head around blockchain. Those things together, maybe, hopefully, they want to join our community and become a member of the Wolfpack by buying some tokens, and that would drive our community and market cap. So that's just a little bit about what we're up to. Now let's give a shot to our other communities, and so just be aware. So, and I don't know, Randy, if you want to make the introduction, or I don't want to introduce either of the other communities because I would hate to mess it up because I don't know very much. But I'll give you guys a shot. Just give us some information about your background, your narrative, your community, your project. What do you guys? What's exciting about your project and why you feel good about it?
Well, speaking, I guess, mostly for Decat token, even though Shiro helps sponsor the channel, and they're great, and I love them. And even though I'm having a couple of Shiro appearances in a few comics, they do have their own thing, so I'll let Hiro handle that. But for Decat, kind of same like a lot. Started out as a meme token and decided like, hey, let's try to like use our connections collectively as a community to try to do stuff. So you have Degato that's making like this incredible like AI content and getting a bunch of people to like the X account. I used the VV connections that I had to be able to say like, okay, let's have Decat be one of the first ones on first meme tokens on VV. We'll get some revenue. We'll take some of that revenue. We'll go to buybacks. We'll go to a little bit of burns. We don't want to burn everything that we buy back. We want some in the kitty. We want some for giveaways. And then also creating this awesome comic universe has been fun, but there's not really okay, just another meme token because we're all going to be on VV. But I think what really helped set it apart is that we had Definity Markets, who also sponsors the channel, actually own part of the channel. They're a big institution. They do hundreds of thousands of dollars per month. They go in, they're helping other institutions get crypto. They have those rails, they have the margins, and they just added Decat to their balance sheet. So I thought that was really cool. And they also own 5% of the Decat IP. So anything that the Chronicles makes, we'll get them, or whenever we raise a certain amount of money later. So I think using my business connections, and they also have Decat has Omi on their balance sheet. Decat has a partner statue on VV, and they have an ultra rare Amazing Fantasy 15 on VV. So trying to build out the portfolio of Decat, getting Decat on other prominent people's portfolios, I think is something that nobody else is doing. Unfortunately, we only have 10% of the followers that Shiro has, and we have a fraction of the market cap. Shiro is already so great, kind of without us, but again, that cross-pollination it has been really fun, and just and I know this is supposed to be an intro, so I'll keep it there, but definitely want to hear from Hiro about Shiro and how black cats and white cats and even Chinese cats can gamble together without getting different chips. For anyone under the age of 30, that's a Rush Hour 2 reference. Do you know that Rush Hour has a warning now if you're viewing it on USA that says like, oh, this was made in a different time, bro? Bananas when I saw that. Anyway, I'm sorry.
That's crazy. Hey guys, so I'm Hiro, here for Shiro. First off, am I coming through okay? I hear static on my end, but am I coming through okay? All right. First thing I want to say is salute to you guys at Solana Wolfpack. You know what? I come from a project, like historically, I've been, part of a project that we've been working on the project for 2.5 years. It rugged, it got hacked, it got stolen from, it got kicked in the dirt. Everything bad that could happen happened to this project, and it's still running. And I just have a lot of respect for people that, stick with the project, that, celebrate their community, that stick with the community. And, so like just hearing that story, like brings me to that kind of mindset where, like that type of people, that type of person, and that type of group is the type of group that I resonate with, right? So it's great to hear that story, because I've been through it. I've been there. We've been through everything, where we had, at Sharby, we hit 40 million market cap, and had just people stealing from us constantly. We had developers that hacked us. We had a bridge we paid for that they stole the money. Like just everything bad that could happen, and the lessons you could learn in crypto. But you know what? It's brought us here, right? Like that's why we're here. That's why we're making the connections we make. That's why I've met Ricky and now you guys, and that's how I became a part of Shiro. Really is through these struggles and meeting people and connecting. And for me, crypto is all about connecting with other people. It's all about working with other projects. This collaboration with the cat and the comics, it's such an easy decision, right? Like, it doesn't matter that the cat was a smaller project and they're growing. Like, we cross-pollinate, we bring brand recognition together, and that's so important. And that's kind of my message for right now. Shiro's been around since December. Shiro has also been through a lot of stuff. We actually about a month and a half ago had $1 million hack on a staking platform, and our community's been through it. The staking platform was audited. It was developed by a very reputable dev team, and they messed up. And we are working through that and living through that, and now growing again. This community has come together through it. And when that happens, you create this community that's strong, that is ready to go to war with you, and we're there. And I'll talk a lot more about what we're doing, but that's kind of my intro.
I love it. No, it's funny because we as individual investors, I know the main the most active community members, as well as the the community, our token itself, SWP, has also been through so many dramas and a lot of interesting things that have happened over the past year. We were originally a CTO of a token that was launched in May of 2024. That was this resurrection of this, except it was on the Solana blockchain, whereas the original was on the Ethereum blockchain. And I continue to think about the fact that, so if it had been easy, how much would we have not learned, right? How much of our real, true insight and knowledge is that we have is because of the really tough blows that we've received, both in our personal investing or with the project itself. And the interesting thing that I think about is that when the bull run really happens, it's going to happen very, very quickly. Like when the rocket launches, there's not going to be much time. There's not going to be time to really build anything and prepare anything and make partnerships and alliances and get your head together. It's just going to be bam, and everyone's going to be feeling that real banana zone of what's going to happen. So it still feels like we're starting the bull run. Just look at Bitcoin, right? It's starting, but it's at the early phase of what's going to happen. So this is awesome. This is awesome. And like I say, our idea of making tons and tons and tons of content is basically how we want to make sure we're seen, because the difference between this bull run and the last bull run is in 2021, there was probably, at least that I knew about, there was about 10,000 different cryptos, different projects. There's millions today, millions, and hundreds of thousands are being created basically every day. So this is a different world, and the worst thing that can happen to a project is that you're just not seen. It's not that you get hacked. That you can recover from getting hacked. Being invisible, you're not going to make it, right? You need to be seen, and that's part of where our communities are always looking for ways to get ourselves out before the people so that we're seen, whether it be by other crypto investors or other projects, or in our case, focusing really hard to try to get in front of normies who this is their very, very first thing that they've ever, maybe their first investment at all, let alone crypto. So that's awesome. So the idea that we implemented from our conversation the other day was these little kittens. So remember we were talking about the viral videos where these little kittens were explaining things, and some of them had millions of views. Well, we've done like 8 videos already where we had kittens explaining crypto. So thank you very much for the idea, Randy. I appreciate it.
I've got a million of them.
Yeah, I mean that was good, and we haven't had the millions of views, effect yet. Our best video that we had at one point when we were telling a story with our cartoon series, we had a solid like a 9-episode cartoon series. We had just under 500,000 views on the cartoon, and so again, still that's not a home run. It's like, I'm looking for 1 to 2 million for something that goes viral, but the only way to go viral is to create lots of content. That's what we're looking to do. So all right, so anything, what are the big plans for the future? What would you say, Randy? What is oh, you're leaning forward, so you're showing me your VV. Is that what you're doing?
No, I felt like I was, when you're casually gaming, but then like a big boss, so you got to like lock in. You asked me about the future, so I'm like, I was locking in. I was ready. But sorry, continue asking the question.
So, I've been thinking a lot about this lately because I'm listening to a lot of different, personal development. Really, your belief in whether the future is going to be good or the future is going to be bad, your belief inside, deep down inside, determines whether you're happy today or not. Like how you view the future. And I know this is the reason that you have the FOMO and the FUD, that people freak out in crypto. In fact, if you have like a week go by and you haven't done a bunch of announcements and spaces and promises, people freak out and bail out and go and sell and go hiding for the hills. Is it because they heard bad news? No, they're just afraid that there might be bad news, or there might be like nothing's happened, or people might be giving up. And I know I keep reminding our communities that, we're not going to give up ever. So if that's what you're worried about, you can relax. As far as, making a mistake, we probably will make mistakes. Having some challenges, we probably will face challenges. But the not, showing up the next day to fight, that's something you don't have to worry about. So, I sincerely believe that, all of the meme tokens that are very active will most likely have a really, really good bull run. The question is whether whether you're at 10 million or 100 million or a billion, right? The question is where is this? It's going to be good, probably, if you're still in business and you still keep up your activity. So, tell me what your thoughts are then, Randy, about the VV. Like, where do you think that's going to land? Is that going to be like an everyday thing that everybody has during this bull run, that it's going to become the future of where people buy comics?
I think already VV is the largest digital collectibles platform out there. They've sold over 10 million NFTs at 1.4 billion not in revenue, but in sales on the secondary market. Granted, they only get 2.5% of that on the secondary, but it's the fact that there's a lot of eyes on there. There's a lot of foot traffic, and crypto runs in narratives. So you'll have your meme cycle, you'll have your AI, you'll have DeFi, you'll have DeSci, you'll have gaming, but NFTs, which ran last time, so it's possible that they don't run for another, 6, 8, 9 months. But I've seen a lot of different, like for example, last week you had $139 million worth of NFT volume across all NFTs, and that's real money. That's not insignificant, and it's also in the trajectory. Like it's up 17% from that previous week. And then you also have Other Side Meta. For those that don't know, that's they have 250,000 followers over on X, and they had something called Other Deed from Other Side Meta that sold for like $300,000. And this is just land next to Yuga Labs in the Bored Ape, like in that metaverse. So it's coming. Like I see it. I see Moonbird selling for 20K. I see Autoglyph selling for $250,000. And when you IP is super, super important. And when you like Vivi has the best IP in the world. So it would be one thing if Vivi was like this place where meme tokens, they do all of this like money laundering and they do X, Y, and Z, and they're just buying from each other. But it's not. They Marvel, DC, Lamborghini, Aston Martin, Disney, Star Wars. So it's not like we're going to be, if we can, I can draw a parallel from food. Like we're just going to be one street cart next to a bunch of other street carts, and they all have like the same thing. That they're all like of low value. Like we're shoulder to shoulder with the best IPs in the world, and
Yeah.
I don't think people should be fading these 50 or 100-year-old companies just because they are, you know, not like Web3 adjacent, where you have I mean, all the other NFTs, which again, CryptoPunks have their place, all these other, you know, autoglyphs and Pudgy Penguins, and Pudgy Penguins is going crazy. I love them. But it's they're all at the end of the day, they are JPEGs. These are the only ones where you have these high-end 3D digital collectibles you can play with in AR. They make sound. They have their own metaverse as well. So the point of the cat getting on VV is just a lot for the eyes. And again, just it's never been done before where you've had these meme tokens on there. There's all these crazy artists, all these crazy IPs. And when the comics do well, which they will, we should be able to get, you know, high-end digital collectibles of, you know, Saitama or of Shiro or of the cat or any of the characters that we have. I can't wait to put Space Penguins and a whole bunch of things. Those guys are great. And for the future, when you're talking about, you're talking about like, hey, we're not going anywhere, you know, for Solana Wolfpack. I think this is really important and why people should be doxxed, especially if they have a really big, you know, I made it big with high risk lending, with Tesla, with Pokemon cards. So I've done this type of thing before, and people know, like, kind of like I have a pretty big Omi bag, I have a big Devi bag, a big Definity bag, and I you know, the channel's worth now over $400,000, and I will never give up. I have pretty much like a broken back. I'm working sun up to sundown. I shouldn't say that. I'm working from the time I wake up till the time I go to bed. And a lot of people, like you said, are scared because crypto runs in narratives, and they see ETH pumping, they see Bitcoin pumping, but their token's not pumping, or they had somebody take profits and it sell, then it killed momentum, and they get scared. And that's why most people don't make it in crypto. They don't have that intestinal fortitude. They don't have that willpower. And for Vivi, you had everyone and their sister making content 4 years ago. Every single one of them, except for me and like two others, still here. I never stopped making content. And part of the reason why I think so many people are signing up with the cat, we have like 10 communities now, is because they see me out there every day. I'm in spaces multiple times a day. I'm live. I'll be live twice today. I will never stop working. You'd have to kill me or make me completely incapacitated. This is what I do.
Randy,
I feel like I've gone on too long. I'm so sorry.
Can you explain to somebody who has no idea, what is the cat? Like someone, normie has no idea. What is this? What is it?
The character I guess it started off as a meme token. It was just a cool cat with glasses. You know, people making art of it, and there's so many dog tokens that are crazy, $100 million market caps, $1 billion market caps, but there hasn't really been much for cats. I think Miggles or like there's a couple of them that are big, but cats are like pretty much taking over the internet without even trying. Like there's no old dog ladies, there's old cat ladies. Like there, so you have targeting a big area of the internet, and you know, there's some people that hate cats, and that's fine, but there's a lot more people that like and love them. And one of the things that really helped me know that this was good was when Shiro had this writing competition, and they're like, you know, tell us, you know. So I wrote like a fun little story about Shiro and the Chinese zodiac, and like it was so cool. And then everyone like loved it. I was like, oh, I wrote this in like 6 minutes. Like, so what I'm planning here is going to be great. The cat is a character, the youngest leader of his planet. We'll get into that in the second The Cat comic book, but you have someone that is in an impossible situation, getting invaded by another planet, doesn't know why, and then suddenly has these other planets that are trying to help, and it's like, Are they helping because it's the right thing to do? Are they helping because they want something from us? Because we went from like the laughing stock of the solar system to now suddenly we have some of the best tech. We have some of the best fishing spots. We took care of the planet. So that, you know, the mollusks want to come in and they want to fish in our oceans. And you have the dog planet where we've had, you know, fights with for years, and now suddenly they're defending us. Why? And then you have the bipedals that are manipulating everything, trying to pull the strings, and it's like, so the cat's in an impossible situation, and just trying to navigate being still a very young leader, navigating, like, he has some of his friends that were really not okay from previous wars. They're a little messed up mentally, and it's like, okay, they kind of did their time, but you know, it's an all hands on deck situation. I can use my relationships with them to have them come in and do something they probably shouldn't do.
Can I pause you, Randy? So
Yeah.
you're telling me the storyline. So okay, so it's a meme token that's basically based on like the image, and then it became this comic series that you're describing. Is there some utility also connected to the token?
Yeah, there's a bunch. So if anyone that gets the comic, they'll have random mint numbers from, I think, number like 21 through like number
And you get it on
2025.
Vivi? That's where you get it, on Vivi?
Yes.
Okay.
You'll be able to get it there. So anyone who mints it and they get like number 69 or 420, we'll airdrop them tokens. Or for anyone that goes in and stacks the comic, you know, we'll airdrop them tokens. Or anyone that has the whole set from the common to the secret rare, we'll airdrop them stuff. And on top of that, so we haven't talked about this yet, but I guess I'll say it on here.
Big announcement.
But yeah, it's a little alpha. The cat is so the cat. We're going to have revenue from that. That's not the only thing we'll have revenue from. Again, the cat has a growing balance sheet, and the cat is also owner of another company. It's a small part, $7,500 worth, but it is a big company. The company's worth a lot, and that company will probably grow. So at some point, the cat will go in, and the cat could be around for a long time. There's one company they own right now that when that 7,500 becomes 75K, you know, we'll go in and do some buybacks. We've talked about staking. We don't have enough of the supply yet to offer it, but I think we will, because it's $1 million market cap, so it's very low. And a bunch of my tokens, when they go crazy, I'll go in and buy back. I'll do a bunch of buybacks. I'll do a bunch of giveaways. And then you'll be able to get, when we do a physical comic, anyone that wants to pay in cash, they can pay cash, but they'll get a discount if they pay into cat tokens. So we really want to get a bunch of utility for that. And we'll do bounties for certain mint numbers as well. Be like, hey, if you have this particular mint number, we'll pay you a certain amount of cash, and we'll give you a certain amount of tokens as well. So we're just starting, but have a lot of plans.
That's awesome. Hero. So I did notice that both of your narratives are cat related. So Shiro is also a cat. So I mean, again, we're wolves, so we're close. We're not dogs. We're wolves. So go ahead, Hero.
Well, as Randy says, meow meow. Randy says meow meow. I did put an ow from Shiro in the comments, but you know, I love the wolf branding too. You know, Shiro has been around since December. Like you guys are doing with your video content. Shiro has a set of our season 1 series of videos. We did have over 1 million views on those videos before our YouTube got taken down. It got kind of mass reported and taken down. So we kind of need to redo that and kind of re-release them before our season 2. But our season 1 is like 5 videos. They're funny. They're Shiro with Shib, you know, going through the blockchain and kind of Shiro following in Shib's footsteps, right? And you know, the very early days of Shiro was kind of like Shiro being branded as the next Shib as a cat, right? And you know, we've had support from the Shib account. We have a lot of the Shib OGs as part of the project that work with us, and you know, we've been developing, you know, a lot of things with them. So, you know, a lot of people that were around in the very beginning days of Shib are part of our team, and they're the ones that started the first Reddit for SHIB, started the first Facebook groups, and started the real grassroots marketing. We're working with people from all over crypto as part of our team that really have a great knowledge set. So Shiro's kind of a cat. Our goal is to be the biggest cat in crypto, and if we don't get there, we failed in our opinion. And we're very early in that. We're about 7 months in, and we're building. So we're coining the term memefi, where we want to be a meme token. We want to have real world branding. We want to have that brand recognition like you've talked about, but we also want to build DeFi. So memefi is our term. We have our own Shiro application. We have a Chainlink bridge to Shibarium, and you talked about moving from Ethereum to Solana. We actually are this month opening our Chainlink bridge to Solana. So we are going to open a pair on Solana for Shiro through Chainlink, and we are going to actually be using this as a revenue opportunity for Shiro to further deflate supply. And we're going to offer our bridge and our DApp to other projects to list on our bridge and be able to create pairs on Ethereum or Shibarium. And with that, we're going to buy and burn Shiro, but we're also going to have a swap built in that we'll add those projects to. We will have a staking platform that we could possibly add those projects to as well. And we're going to continue to build out DeFi apps on there. There's going to be a gaming section and possibly an NFT section, and really have this to where it could be kind of an all-in-one utility for meme projects, right? And all centered around our cool little cat project, but also building out this brand recognition, like I said, working with other people, right? That's my strength in crypto, is connecting, working with others, and that's where I get joy in crypto, right? Like meeting other people, going to the conferences, like you said, like educating. I love when we can teach someone how to come into crypto and give them the tools needed to not get hacked, to survive, to feel confident in the fact that your investment dropped 90%, and yet that's crypto, right? Like these are things that you can teach, and you teach about DCA, and you teach about, like, that's, I feel like our job as people that are willing to step out in front and talk is to educate, right? Because they're so, I mean, it's how we win. It is how we win. It is how we bring people into crypto. It is how we make them stay in crypto. Because if you bring them into Trump coin and they get just hammered on their first investment, and they have nobody to talk to them about what that was like and what happened and how you can learn from that, you're done. Like, crypto sucks, right? Like, I'm never going to do crypto again.
Or they say they'll never come back, at least, right?
Oh yeah, right. Until the next big thing comes, and they FOMO, and then they lose again. But everything is stacked against you in crypto, just like in the stock market, just like in everything else. Everything is stacked against you as someone new coming in, until you arm yourself. And I think that using these platforms, using a meme token, using a brand, using a cute cat or a cute dog or a wolf, like this is how you bring people in. But then you have to show them, right? And I think that is our next goal, and that is, it should be all of our goals, right? Like, the comic book world, yes, it's amazing. We're going to bring this recognition to crypto through comic books and through stories. But as they get that recognition, they need someone to hold their hand. They're going to need, people to say, okay, this is crypto. Here's a little bit of supply, like, here's what you can do with it, and here's how you stay safe, right? And I think that is going to be our next, transition. But Shiro, our next big move is Solana. It's coming this month. There's going to be a big marketing move with that. And then right after that, we're going to re-release our staking platform, and we have a lot planned after that. So there's a lot going on.
Super exciting. All right. Well, cool. So I'm going to share my, here's our preliminary cover to the comic book.
The scream that I scrumped when I first saw this, and I was just like, no fucking way. It looks so good. Like, I'm sorry. Keep going.
Kai is on the call right here. So give Kai a shout out. He is our animator since way back. We also launched our current token in December. So we're, whatever that is, 8 months now. And, we had a different version from the September before, when we kind of took over and created the new token, which has the tax. But this is cool. Now, Randy, do you have in your memory just a brief, maybe five minute? Do you want to give like a little bit of the storyline? Because I don't think I would do it justice, but maybe you would help do it justice. Like,
yeah, I'll be even quicker because I don't want to give a ton of stuff away.
Randy, did you write this one? Randy, yes. Did you write this? Yes. Oh, nice! I love it.
So yeah, I all of these comics, except for yours, all of these comics that are partnered with me, I'm the writer for all of them, and that's what helps keep it. Like a lot of people don't, they people that grew up with Star Wars back in the day, they didn't really like the prequels, but all of us like hate the sequels now, right? And I think part of the reason for the fact that the prequels and the originals kind of went so well together is because they had one director, they had one vision. And I think with one writer here. So anyway, I got the lore on Wolf Boy saying like, well, he, can like communicate with wolves, and he's a, he's a really good fighter, and he wears like another wolf thing on him. So I was like, okay, how do I put that into the story? The story actually starts out with his dad, and his dad is just this amazing boxer, and his, he's got this really awesome coach, and he's got this very pregnant girlfriend, and when he goes to this island that he's got a place on, the girlfriend has again, she's pregnant. He's with some guy, and it's like, hey, there's poachers out here, and it, like the first couple of pages, there's a couple of poachers sticking like some guns in it, and the guy's so calm. And again, this is Wolf Boy's dad. He gets so calm, and he says like, you could shoot me right now, but you're not going to be able to shoot all of them. And the three guys like turn around, they're like, Urgh. There's like wolves, there's monkeys, there's just like dudes are going to get wrecked. And it's just like, if you leave now with, leave your guns, I'll make sure that they don't bother you. So his dad can communicate, and they have this theory like, okay, it's from this island. Anyone that's born up, because he was born there. So he has his girlfriend go in and, give birth there. And we have like a time skip in like the first couple of pages. And then suddenly we get Wolf Boy, and this is how he's able to learn how to fight from a prize fighter. And he was born here, and this island is very mystical. So that's how he's able to communicate. Anyone that's born, like the wife can't really communicate. She was able to a little bit when she was pregnant with Wolf Boy. Anyway. And then it turns out that there's some big developer dude that wants, like, there's this one person that has this, and things we can't develop when somebody has it there. They're not going to sell. And they try to go in and send a bunch of dudes, and then that doesn't work. And then they try to send in a bunch of wolves. And so I don't want to give it. It's so good. It's also, this is, I think, the only comic I've written so far that like rips your heart out. I worry that there's some people that will say that was so good, but I can't go through that again. They might not read the rest of this. So, yeah. I'd give nothing away, but I feel like giving a lot away. Oh my God, this looks.
There's a sample page. I don't want to give too much away either, but
yeah,
and again, you got some of us aren't like, we don't like, some don't buy comic books, like as a general rule. But the background, I'll give you guys the background of our logo. I mean, you guys see the logo. It's the silver version is kind of the updated. The previous to that, it was a variation of the one, and it was from the One Punch Man, the anime series, the One Punch Man. It was a character that has I think it's a dog on his head. I don't know if it's a dog or a wolf, but that's where it came from. And the token was called Saitama, but this character was not the character named Saitama. It was another character in the series that was the Wolf Boy. But I still never had any idea, like, why did he have a dog or a wolf on his head or any of that? There was no logic to it, because it didn't make a difference, because the whole point was that was just the logo for the token, and it was actually, you know, copyright infringement. So they actually got rid of it as quickly as they could, because they knew that as it's like they stopped using that, and they started using a just something of their own design. And so we designed a version where it was our own artist had made a, you know, it was a boy with a dog on his head, but it wasn't a complete exact copy of that. And we didn't use any copyrighted words or names, but it was still a little bit like, well, you know, we've had fun. We've had fun stories and many cartoons where Wolf Boy in our cartoons was kind of the defender of victims. He was, we made it, you know, we were telling the story in our original cartoons that his parents were killed, and, but that he was coming out to fight against injustice, and he was trying to help people avoid crypto scams, or, like, you know, jumping into something that was clearly a honeypot, or jumping to prevent people from, you know, doing stupid stuff in crypto. And so we have probably like 10 videos where Wolf Boy is the good and smart one. He's the hero helping people avoid making mistakes in crypto. Very short, and like all under a minute. Every one of them's under a minute. But this is our first version of something much more, you know, much more comprehensive. And our, you know, our original goal was to, you know, have our story. It was originally the story of the comeback story from 2021, and the story just got weird because the original devs were arrested. So it became very weird to be even using that name. That's why we stopped using the name Saitama and just started we changed to SWP Solana Wolfpack, because we didn't want to be connected to, you know, somebody who's, you know, done something illegal. But the community never did. You know, the community were just holders who were supporting this token and who were very loyal and faithful, and that we were the largest reason that the token went to 7.4 billion, was that you had people who were just very passionate and called themselves the Wolfpack. So it's a pretty cool thing. I've got a little video here. Let's see if this comes through.
Crypto world full of rugs and noise, one token rose with a purpose. They built the basics. Website launched, core team doxed, token deployed, and community awakened. Liquidity burned, anti-bot tax in place. Real staff working full-time, not just vibes. Cartoons, memes, comics, education, not just a token, but a world being built. SWP evolves. Consulting arm opens, partnerships roll in. Wolfpack goes global.
I love it. I love it, guys. It's awesome.
So yeah, it actually reminded me. So we, you know, all of our people are docs. We actually have 2 full-time employees that work for our project. I mean, I don't know how many meme tokens have full-time employees other than the dev themselves, but we have 2 full-time employees. April's on the call and Kai's on the call. April does all the administration and works full-time. And then we have our core groups working more than full-time for free, basically supporting. We got our whales and supporters. And, you know, we've got, like, for example, we've got I did a 3-hour in-person seminar, recorded it with high resolution, had a videographer record it. And then we've broken that up into all sorts of different shorts and memes and pieces for educational purposes. And it was basically normies, beginners. It was called Crypto 101. And then we've got our theme song, we've got videos that we've done. And so this is just the beginning. Our ultimate goal is to go viral any way that we can, but it's also to basically document, almost like a documentary, if you want to call it that, or a reality TV show, but to really document a meme coin and a meme community in this bull run. So we're leaving behind a little bit that whole 2021 because of the background, and just focusing on the future. We're focusing on 2025, 2026, because honestly, it just makes more sense. It's more exciting. And I think that part of this, I think it applies to all of our communities, is that people want to be a part of something bigger than themselves. It's kind of like we've already said, like you want to be a part of a community, the same reason that people want to support a football team or a sports team, right? You're excited about it because you appreciate, I like the talent of those players, but it's also, I've got the jersey. I'm one of them, right? I just support them. Oh, even if you're losing, it's still my team. I still want to support my team. And I think that that's the fun. There we go. It's fun, right? And it's a hobby. It is an investment for, to a certain extent, but it's more than an investment. I think it is and it's also the future of finance. And I do think that it is. It's a great use case for meme tokens, is teaching people how to get started in crypto in general. So awesome. All right.
I should also mention that in my current comic that I'm writing called Heinecoin, there's a little Easter egg for Wolf Boy, because it all happens around the similar times, and this one guy says like I'm going to go to bed and I'm going to watch videos on the Wolf Boy, like the Wolf Boys, like or the Wolf Man, because they think he's a man, and it's like, well, yeah, it's on the other side of the world. So it's a little Easter egg in there for any wolf people that want to read about Heinecoin.
That's good. We got some cross-pollination going on. That's great.
Shiro should be in at the end of that comic as well. Shiro's in like 4 different comics now, 5 different ones. Yeah, Shiro. Yeah, it's great.
I love it. So we made another video that is just describing like how we got together. And it was basically just we had 9 videos that told the story of 2021. If you ever want to go see those, they're there. They're out on our site. I think they're all on our website as well, which is swp.meme. That's a very simple URL, swp.meme. But we tried to now shift the focus from the past to the present, and then turn it from there to focusing on the future. So here we go.
So when promoting a project, always remember to keep the message.
Girl, we really need that genius in SWP.
Let's go.
Let's turn that care into community power. Come with me. Wow, we need more than talent. We need your magic. This was never just a meme. It was a movement. And behind every token was a team.
That was awesome.
That was a little bit of the introducing the team. And I don't know why I have so much more hair in the AI version, but I'll take it. It's okay. I did have more hair once, so I guess the AI can add it. That's no problem. So, but yeah, so it just was a little introduction. And, the crazy thing about our theme song is when I first heard it, I thought, man, this is an irritating song. And then it gets under your skin and it's like, man, I'm singing along every time, and you can't get it out of your head after a while. So I'm very glad that Shayna worked with a musician to have that theme song made. So
that's not AI for the theme song?
No, we had somebody make it. I mean, I don't know which tools he used, but he was an actual musician that put that together. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Awesome. All right. Well, before I forget, I actually
burn,
I got to do the burn, man. Yeah. So, okay, let me see what I can do here. Drum roll. So here's what you got to remember with our burn. So last Friday, we burned over 1 million tokens. I make no promises as the CEO. I have no idea what the future holds, but I like to think that we'll hit $100 million market cap. That would mean that every token is worth $1. So that means that we burned $1 million last week. It's not quite as much this week, the tax that we pulled, but I'm going to share my screen and just show you. I just pulled the tax from our 2%, and I'm going to share my screen and just see what goes down. Let's see, share screen. There we go. So this is the Slurf tools. You guys see that?
No.
You see it? You see it now?
No.
Nope.
You're not sharing the screen. Yeah.
Ah,
There you go.
Oh, it took a second. It took a second. Yeah. Okay. So here we go. Okay. So you see it says this is our token. So we started with 100 million supply. We're down to 96.7 million. My deployer wallet now has 74,000. So again, may not be a lot in the context because obviously that's like $400 or actually probably like $300. But I like to think of it as I'm burning $74,000 right now, because with my ambitious thought that we're going to hit that $100 million market cap, that's what that would be at 100 million units at $1 a piece. So we're going to burn 74,000 tokens, and we're going to see where that brings us. Actually going to bring us not quite to where it's going to be 95 million something. It's going to be just a little bit shy of that. So again, this is Slurf Tools. Anyone wants to help us hit that 95 million something, and you want to chip in a couple bucks, just go burn some of your tokens. You go to Slurf Tools and you can burn some tokens. It's all for the community. So
for the community.
Yay! Here we go. Drum roll. Oh, I gotta. There we go. Authorizing signature. Operation in progress. Burn successful. I'm gonna. Here we go. We're on SolScan, and it shows burn of $200, 74,000 tokens. And that, if I go back, that leaves our circulating supply now. And I'm going to update it. Let's see what that comes up with. Circulating supply now.
Is that Mario?
Say it again.
Was that Mario? He was like hitting like the little thing. It was like, and it was yellow. How to cosplay as Wario.
So our current supply now is 96,689,000. So, and we have 0 in the deployer wallet. So there we go. We did the burn. We are chiseling away. So, the beautiful thing is that the total supply is going down, and as the market cap and of course our volume has been very low in general. So, but as our volume picks up, the quantity of tokens will actually pick up pretty significantly, right, with this. So, but as long as we keep consistently chiseling away at it, our circulating supply goes down, which creates the potential for the value to go up, as demand increases, as simple economics. So, all right, it's 1:55, so we kept it to an hour, and I really appreciate our guests. Any final words you guys like to share with the community? Because there's over almost 600 people on this call, which is pretty amazing. That's awesome. That is awesome.
Yes, I have a couple of things. One, for Decat, we have over 300,000 in locked liquidity. So unlike there's some companies out there like, yeah, it's $20 million market cap, bro, there's 50K liquidity. There's no way people could sell. So there's no fear of and it's locked for 997 years. So ain't nobody in this lifetime gonna be able to rug it. But in 1,000 years, maybe.
Okay.
So we have that. And in case anyone here that is not really from any type of new, if they're on my YouTube channel, link down below, if you're not really into crypto, all you have to go is to on-chain. You'll be able to buy Decat with a credit card, PayPal, anything, and it's super easy to use. You do have to KYC because obviously you're buying crypto with a credit card, but you have PayPal, you have Google Pay, Apple Pay, and I will probably get a Decat tattoo at some point. I originally said, well, the $10 million market cap, but I'm getting tired of waiting, so I might do that. I think I said originally at $100 million market cap, I get a Shiro tattoo. Depending on what happens, I might lower that. What about you? What about you, Tom? Would you ever get a SWP tattoo? Would you pay someone else to get an SWP tattoo? Because
You know
I'll do
what?
it.
I haven't thought. I'm actually tattoo free at the moment, and I just envision myself like I'm going to be like 92 years old in the hospital, and they're going to be like seeing like wrinkled up tattoos all over me, like it's the story of my life. But you know, I won't rule it out. I won't rule it out.
If you pay someone to get a SWP tattoo, I'll totally get it. I need to buy more crypto.
Okay. Let me think.
I'll live stream it.
That would be. Yeah. All right. Hero, any final words from you?
First off, great job keeping Randy under an hour.
I knew it would be tough. Thank you.
We did it.
You've got 3 minutes.
Yeah, no, it's good. You know what? I just appreciate you guys having us on. I love hearing your story. I love the educational piece, and I think that we'll definitely connect some more in the future. I definitely look forward to it. Shiro's coming to Solana. With us coming to Solana, it opens up a lot of doors, a lot of opportunities for working with projects on Solana. So, you know, look forward to maybe, you know, connecting more and seeing how, you know, we can work together, you know, and you know, I think that that's what these are about. That's what this is all about. And, you know, this is all about, you know, working together, being together in crypto, meeting other people, and, you know, cross-collaborating communities that are building unique things, great things. And I think that, you know, with Shiro, I'm very proud of our community, of what we've done, of what we've accomplished, and how we've gone through the struggles and kind of come out on the other side. We are now on the other side. We're looking at a great market, and we have some big things coming. So I'm really excited about what's to come. And I know our community, just like your community, just like the cat community, has earned what's coming for them. And I really hope to see us all succeed. And I look forward to celebrating together.
Yeah, that's
Love
well
being
said.
in the same universe. It's gonna be awesome.
Right,
we will have earned it.
That's
We
right.
will have earned it. And you know what? I mean, I feel bad. There's the people that got stressed out in the last year and sold their bags. I don't know what they bought. Honestly, I'm not following, but I feel bad because I'm so confident that we're going to do well, that it's going to look, they're going to realize it was a big mistake, I think, to bail and leave. And I'm excited about the future. I mean, I think that the bull run is coming. I don't think there's anyone questioning that. I do think that there's going to be lots of successful projects, and the worst thing you can do is stay invisible. The best thing you can do is make sure you're visible, like people see you. And there's different ways of doing that. We all have different strategies of getting in front of people. But I heard an analogy at one point, or it's a study that was done where people were put in front of a hill, basically, and they were asked how high that hill was. And they had a person standing by themselves, and he answered the question. The hill was perceived as being much higher. But when they had a group of people together and they asked them all, how high is that hill? Their perception of the barrier in front of them was lower. And it was an interesting, conclusion that together problems or obstacles seem easier. The future seems easier. So that's one of the reasons I believe in teamwork. I believe in collaboration, is that together you're stronger, right? Together you can see something big and scary, say, I'm less scared because look who I got with me. I've got my gang with me. And today we've got 641 people.
We can't stop it at 641 people. We got to keep going for another hour. Get to 1,000 people.
Calm down.
I will not calm down.
All right. How about next time? I'll slot a longer slot next time. So thank you guys so much. Thank you all that came out and witnessed our burn, witnessed our chat, our videos, our discussions, and I look forward to the next one. Thank you all.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.